renting out my friend's paint booth, and we're gonna drive this up there to the paint booth and paint it. But here is what you guys haven't seen, is all the work we've been doing in the meantime. The past 2 weeks, we've been going ham on this project. We are renting out a paint booth though. I know you guys were concerned. I told you I probably was, but I wasn't sure. But we did paint the hood outside, and man, look at this thing. You guys can kind of see, it's been like this for about, it's been painted for about 2 weeks, so don't cringe with me hitting that dry with the drying towel. But you guys can see it turned out pretty good. We painted it outside. You guys saw that video. That was the last video. Now we're going up to my buddy's paint booth, and we are going to be painting this thing. I'm going to drive it up there. Ugga machine.
How many Ugga?
I think it's two.
Two?
Yeah.
Three?
Three?
Sure.
Okay. Let me know what you guys think of our body work. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with you not here. I think if you guys could feel this, you'd approve. We're of course gonna wipe it down with our last wax and grease remover once we get there, then tack cloth it, and then spray it in a controlled paint booth. Or we have an air compressor big enough to actually do the job, because my air compressor is not big enough to paint the truck inside and out, because we do have the inside prepped for paint. Steering wheel is gonna go black. That's why it's not completely. The steering wheel is gonna go black, and we're gonna mask that off. We're not painting that right now, so we're standing by, and we're gonna be trash bagging off the steering wheel, the shifter, the emergency brake. All that's gonna go black at another date, but the dash is gonna go green. It's gonna be paint matched to the body. But guys, this has been, I'll show you the passenger side. This has been so much work. We got our warning triangle on there. Flatbed is being built right now, by the way, guys. It's gonna turn out sweet. Make sure you guys are staying tuned for what flatbed we went with this truck. It's gonna be killer. This truck's gonna be awesome. Talked to the engine guys today. The engine is ready, but we are gonna make some videos with the Flathead 6, which runs beautifully, by the way. Man, truck's turning out pretty sweet. We don't need this to be perfect. We're just trying to get to his shop, and that's it. So we're MacGyvering this little built-in fuel, well, not built-in fuel pump. By the way, we found out the fuel pump on this truck does work. It all of a sudden started working once we dropped the fuel tank. I have no idea why.
I'm pretty sure it was clogged up, and then once we cut that line, it unclogged, because we were trying to start it the other day when we were, what were we doing? Trying to bleed the brakes.
Yeah.
Fuel started coming out of the fuel pump line.
But the whole line was still together. We just cut it at the tank.
Must
The
be
whole
clogged at the
line,
tank.
it must have been clogged right at the tank.
In the tank, the line like
literally
goes all the way
right.
around the
It must have
hole.
been clogged literally right there though, because the entire rest of the line still led up to the block where the fuel pump is, and it worked.
We were getting red dye out of there too.
Yeah, somebody. Well, we think
It's a farm truck, so red dye.
Yeah, I mean it was.
Wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah, probably all he used and everything he had on the peanut farm.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, we've already know that the test light works. Just about to do that.
See if we're getting spark. Pull the spark plug. Hell yeah, boys! Hell yeah! Let's go! Hold on, I gotta hit my brake. Going up to the shop right now, boys. The truck wouldn't start, so we're having to tow it up to the paint booth. It's like right up here. We'll be there in a second. Sprinkler's shooting pretty far. I need that sprinkler. Alrighty, guys, we're at my buddy's paint shop. We're in the booth with Mater. Mater's in the booth.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, we had to push this thing in here. It's kind of hard to get it up that little bit of a slope right there, because it's like where the concrete meets the grass. It's like a 6-inch drop, but we got it up in here.
Yeah, I need a little steering.
I'm out of breath, so he's all good to go.
Time.
So he's straight. He's good to go. So he's gonna mask off everything now, huh? You got to catch up to our wind, and I'm winded as hell. I got my wife going to give me some Gatorade right now, but yeah, we're in the booth, guys. I'm gonna help him mask this stuff off. Radiator. We got trash bags for that. We got some stuff for the engine bay, some tape and drape. We got to get all the wheels and tires masked off, the frame, the inside that we don't want overspray on. We got a lot of work, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we got the exhaust going right now, getting it prepped, getting it ready. guys, just put the sealer on there. Huge shout out to my boy Mike. You guys know him. He was in a video a few videos back. You guys love him, man. Always smoking a cigarette, fire extinguisher in one hand, working on the old Mater truck. We just put the sealer on. Mike stayed late at his shop. Huge shout out to Mike. He has 2 shops. We'll put his information down in the description below. If you guys want a nice paint job, body work, anything done, he's in Lower Alabama, right north of Panama City, Florida. So if you're in the Panhandle, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Dothan, Alabama, he has a big shop in Dothan. Hit this guy up. I'll put his phone number, information on the screen, as well as in the description down below. Mater's gonna turn out really good. He stayed late tonight. Huge shout out to him again. And man, check him out if you want some good stuff. Get the 3-to-1 Eastwood.
He's already got the cigarette.
He's already got a cig in the mouth, baby.
Hey, that's how you get that there.
It's like water. He reduced it down so it sprays really, really good.
Right.
Yeah.
You want it, you want this right.
We're using our Eastwood Jaded Green. This is Eastwood Jaded Green 3-to-1 single stage, if you guys wanted to know.
Yeah.
We went through with 800 and a tack cloth after we did our sealer. So if you guys are wondering what we just did, that's what we did.
That gets any imperfections out, it's the last chance to fix any screw that you got.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole paint trick. Like I say, when that paint's up 12, you want to turn the gas up, turn the gas up. See how it's wet like that right there?
Yeah.
Alright. You want to get that right there. Fans in here good, you know what I'm saying? You want a good easy color like that? Same thing. And it starts to run. If you're good enough, you just run it on the floor.
That looks good as well, man.
I learned from my dad, you know what I'm saying?
Really, really good.
But it wouldn't have looked like this if we had to put the 800 on it, you know? Yeah, I'm spraying, and I want you to spray with it.
Yeah, I see you. I'm watching.
See, when you get scared, you just have to go home, you know what I'm saying? You
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just
That
pull your
looks
trigger.
so freaking good, man.
Yeah, that's how I want you to spray.
Alright.
Like if you spray like that right there, I mean, you're on the edge of rubbing it, but that's the only way you're going to get it to
So
lay
you're
down.
going pretty slow.
Right, right. You want it to lay down, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you stand back, and like I say, if you try to spray hazy like that right there, okay, that's a good plan to go for a beginner, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a beginner, you know?
Yeah.
This right here, this is what you'll see most painters do. Look, I'm about to go to paint the property with no mouth. That right there, you need to go back really quick with your next coat if you want it to lay down. But we're not. We're going to wet it, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't have no ventilation, I would recommend it, you know what I'm saying? If you have a big yard, I'd say put it up, get some good. That right there's buggy right there. And we don't like this one.
Holy shit, it looks like that.
What you want, man?
It looks like that.
Like I say, I started on the door just because it's a level. I want to put speed flow down, you know. Like I said, I'd recommend for you now to make it go across we can here, but really you need to get inside the truck and get what you need to get done, you know what I'm saying? It comes straight to your roof, you know what I'm saying? But if you see a haze up there, tack it off, you know what I'm saying? Because that haze, you can melt it down with the paint, you know what I'm saying? But you'll have to lay your paint on better and better as you go, you know what I'm saying?
When you say haze,
Right, a dry spray, overspray haze, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Okay,
spraying
okay,
fumes, you know what
okay, I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
It's in the air. Right, even though we got good ventilation and cooling, you know, I mean, you don't want that haze to sit down when, you know, you can melt it down with the paint, because it ain't nothing but paint itself, it's just dry. So it's just like dry milk. So you want to get that off if you can. If you can't, it's tacky,
Alright guys, we just got done painting Mater, and I've got to say, there's a couple spots we messed up on, I messed up on, and I'll show you guys that here in a second, but 98% I'd say looks really, really good. There is some spots we're going to have to come back and repair / fix when I have the supervision of Mike with me, and that's going to be tomorrow, not today, because Mike had to head home and eat with his family. Totally understandable. Let's show you some spots we messed up on. Right here, sweat came down my forehead. Kid you not, sweat came down my freaking forehead. And I just don't know, I don't have the experience to figure out how to deal with things like that. So sweat coming off my forehead, I wasn't prepared for that. I really wasn't. So I didn't know what to do. So I was like, gosh, I don't know what to do with my hands. And so I kind of tried to tinily dab it just to get the sweat particles out. And then I came back through and shot it. Went heavy on it, tried to let it even out, but as you can see, there's trash from my freaking lint. These freaking tack cloths suck. Like, these are the suckiest tack cloths I've ever had, because you try to tack cloth something and lint comes out and sticks to the freaking paint. So I should have had my gold ones. I have gold ones and blue ones. I figured blue ones are finer, that's better for the paint. But we'll show you this fender right here. We'll go body panel by body panel. I'll show you this fender. This fender we didn't have too many issues with. There are some spots we're going to have to touch up, just like every other panel, but...
I think this one turned out pretty good. I think it's the best panel on the truck.
You think so?
This one,
I did this panel.
I think this panel is one of the best ones on the truck.
Mike helped us out with the door on that side, and then he sprayed that fender, and then he definitely didn't mess that up. I messed that fender up, but I did spray the rest of the truck, including the interior. He kind of showed me how to work that gun, and then I came through and I worked with it, but... Hey, this fender turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
In video, the paint doesn't look so good. I mean, we literally just got done spraying it, so it's got to set a little bit. So we'll come back tomorrow and show you guys what it looks like a day after. But next, the door. The door is probably the crappiest panel on the entire. This door is the crappiest out of all of them. We got junk right here. Came somehow. I don't know if I was spraying the roof and something got sprayed on the door. I don't know how it happened. But this right here was a disaster. I don't know what initially happened, but I tried to dab it out. I noticed another spot right here, tried to dab that out, and then tried to come through heavy. And every single time I had an issue with an area, I'd run dry on the gun. Each and every time. Literally, I'd try and dab something and then spray heavy, and I'd run out. And I'm like, God dang, dude, every single time. So it kind of tacked up the 3 minutes I was mixing paint and getting my reducer, my activator, and all that good stuff, my ratio mixed up, and then boom, it would run dry on me. But I try to come through heavy. We're gonna have to, I don't know if we can wet sand this out and get some of this orange peel away. Mike, he says he knows how to fix this. I already sent him pictures of it, so we hopefully should be good there. Let's talk about the interior a little bit. The interior, you want to show them this side? Didn't turn out too bad. You can see, by the way, it's not going to be a green monster mobile. This is all junk. Excuse me. When you look inside here, don't think this whole door panel is going to be green. Matter of fact, this is already on the way shipping. Not shipped yet and not shipped yet, but this is going to be replaced and painted black, replaced and painted black. But the ship time is 4 weeks on this little piece of material right here. I don't know why it's 4 weeks, but it's 4 weeks. So I figured, screw it. In the meantime, the month or so we're going to drive this truck, I went ahead and just sprayed it green. But this is going to be like I don't even know if I want to tell you guys the interior yet, because the interior is going to look sick. We have a whole new headliner, whole new bench seat, new inlays front and back. The front headboard on the interior, it's all going to be a nice color. It's going to contrast really good with the green, but it's definitely not going to be all green in here, guys. There's going to be black accents throughout the entire dash, black accents on the door panel, and then the color choice we went with on the wrap. I don't know, my interior guy, I don't know if he's wrapping it. I don't know what he does, but I put it in his hands. He knows what he's doing with that. So you guys can kind of see the interior. The interior turned out good. Let's go to the back. The back is going to have a headache rack and a flatbed. So we didn't spend a ton of time in making sure the back was perfect. You can see when we laid on that paint, we have low spots and pinholes like everywhere in the back. This is going to get covered up though. We mainly focused on our cab corners on both sides. This is all going to be covered up. You won't be able to see, you may be able to see some of it, especially if you come and you look between the flatbed and the truck. You'll see some of it, whatever. I'm not a professional, guys. from what this thing looked like before. Oh my God, huge dent here. This whole end was caved in. Freaking dents were all in this thing. Huge softball size dent. It looked like somebody freaking took a golf club and just went at it on the back side of this truck. So it looks a lot better. Let's go to the other side. Same thing here. We mainly focused on our cab corners, but the damage kind of starts here and works its way in. I know you guys are gonna say, oh, you should have fixed it, done it right. I mean, dude, we spent 3 freaking weeks, 2 weeks no upload, but 3 weeks just doing straight body work. Guys, at some point, I have a full-time job. I can't just take 6 months to do this truck. So it's not perfect by any means. You guys may see it and be like, oh, it's not perfect. But hey, we're putting out content at the same time. I'm trying to keep the videos going with Mater and keep the interest up. So you guys can see this door panel, same thing as the other side. It's not perfect, but good Lord, you should have seen it before. This thing is a 70-year-old farm truck. It was abused. It sat for 32 years before we even touched it if you're new to the channel. By the way, merch plug. Check out your Make Mater Great Again shirts. If you guys are interested in supporting the build, this thing costs a lot of money. It would be much appreciated. Check out first link in the description down below. Make Mater Great Again shirts are right there. You can find them. I don't have them on because I don't want to get them dirty, but I will be wearing them in the driving videos of Mater. I have plenty at the house. This fender, we already showed you. We can kind of see this side. This door, we haven't showed you yet. There's a little bit, I don't even want to touch it, but I think that's just on the surface.
Yeah, this door looks pretty good too.
I think it's just on the surface, a little bit of like dust we can kind of see. His exhaust fan in here works really freaking good. You could literally spray and you could see the overspray just getting sucked in from this fan. It's literally crazy. Kind of see the A-pillar on this truck. On this side, you kind of see the cowl on this side. It looks decent. I mean, on camera, it looks like orange peel from hell, but that's just because we just sprayed it in the camera. I mean, on camera, it looks a lot worse than it does in person. But I think it's gonna look good. I think it turned out good, guys. We gotta fix a couple spots. The 3 spots that we showed you is mainly what I'm worried about. And then we'll come through. We may have to wet sand it, which if we do, we do. It's not a big deal, which I think it's gonna turn out better if we wet sand anyway. But we're gonna let this thing settle. I'm gonna end this video out here. Make sure you smash the like button if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. Make sure you're checking out Dippin' Diesel. He's been uploading 5 videos last week. Check out his channel. It'll be in the link in the top of the description. And stay tuned for the next video to see the end result on Mater's paint job. We're gonna let it sit and some of that paint settle, and we'll see how this thing really turned out. We're definitely gonna have to do a little bit more work to it. We got the fenders and everything back at the house we gotta do, so stay tuned, guys. Plenty more work to be done. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.